Hey guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make landscapes in Photoshop. So first thing I always do is I open up my canvas, and it's always 24 by 18 or something like that. Something in landscape mode. I just like landscapes for environment. So first thing to know is perspective. So I'm just going to create a quick perspective grid. It's going to be messy. No, I can do better. But okay, so usually, if you're trying to create a perspective grid, I would just go on Google and look it up, but I can't ever find good quality ones, so I just do this. Uh, so let's say we're drawing a mountain in the background. So let's say this line in the middle, where my cursor is, I don't know if you can see that, where I'm drawing this red line. That is the horizon line. Or we call it vanishing point. So, no, I don't think we call it vanishing. But as you can see with perspective line, the closer things are, the bigger they are, or the bigger they appear to be. So let's say I was drawing a mountain. I'll draw that mountain pretty small. And if I was drawing, let's say I'm drawing some things that are the same size. So I'm just going to draw like a circle, right? Circle's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. See this line right here? It's going to follow that line. So get rid of it. It's going to look like it has some depth to it. So yeah, the whole idea is you can do the same thing with environment. So I'm about to show you how to do that. So I'm just going to draw a mountain. With environments, it's really easy because they're all you can mess up and be like, oh, that's nature. Like with anatomy, you can't do that. You can't mess up anatomy or else it's just gonna look weird. There's no ideal rock. There's not every single rock is the same. So if you paint a rock that looks a little different, it's gonna be fine. But you can't do that with anatomy. So that's why I like landscapes, but drawing characters are fun. So yeah, I drew a mountain in the back, and one way to do is just make a pathway. So I'm creating a pathway right here, following those perspective lines. And you can see it has some depth to it. Since, the further it gets, the smaller it is. That's why it looks that's why it looks real. Or not real, it just looks like it has depth. And let's say I have a rock. 2 rocks. Let's just say that. I'm going to draw another rock here. Imagine it's going to be the same size. It's going to be smaller because following those perspective lines, it's just going to be smaller. So let's say there's just a pole out of nowhere. Pole here. This is a pole all the way down here. I hope that helps. So yeah, now let's actually make an environment and get into values and stuff. Just gonna make a new layer, not create a whole new canvas. So When creating environments, I always start with the sky. The sky is usually the lightest. That's what I learned, but I'm pretty sure there's some exceptions, but we're not going to talk about that. But if you turn any, like most pictures black and white, they're going to have the sky the lightest, most likely. So we're just going to do that. And I don't know if I should use a lasso tool. But I'm going to create, no. Let's just create a mountain or something. Okay, since this is really far back, I'm imagining the mountain is really far back, so it's going to be pretty light. It's almost going to be the same value as the sky. So, yeah. And I'm going to create a foreground. I don't like that line. Is that my MacBook? Oh my god. Sounds like it's about to explode. So I'm just gonna create a little ledge right here. I didn't get everything, but I can just fill it in a little later. It's gonna be darker since it's closer to you. I really hope that's not my bad. But yeah, the closer it gets, darker it's gonna be. I feel like I should be using a different brush. And I am going to use a different brush. Okay, so the reason I'm using this brush is sometimes it saves a lot of time to just indicate the perspective with the brush. You'll see what I'm gonna mean. And towards like the more level part, I'm gonna kind of make it look a little more level. I don't know if you know what I mean, but I feel like it makes a little difference. And yeah. No. I'll just give it a little element of fantasy. Or nah, this isn't fantasy because volcanoes actually exist. To make multiple selections, all you have to hold down is Shift and the lasso tool. So yeah. I don't know if that looks natural enough. And I'll just make some rocks in the foreground. It's too big. And of course it's gonna be really dark because it's foreground. Just gonna make it a little lighter. Just a tiny bit lighter because it's pretty close to it. And let's just make our little guy up here. Make him a little lighter than the work. Uh-oh. Seems like a okay hood. So you can see here that you get that like base landscape. You know, from here you can do a lot of things. But yeah, I hope this helped showing you the fundamentals of how to paint a landscape digitally. It's a lot harder traditionally. That's why I use digital stuff, and it's so much more expensive. So yeah, I hope that helps, and make sure to like, comment, and do things that come on my videos. So yeah, thank you and subscribe.